see the sign. Hey, I see the sign. Hey, I see the sign. Hey, Lord, time drawing nigh.
After St Martin, Riley and I spent a bit of time in Saba, the next island down. We moored in Wells Bay, which is pretty much the only place you can leave your boat. You pay a very small fee to the Marine Conservation Centre. They keep the national park looking good. The island is very beautiful. It's very high up, so it's in the clouds and it's very green. There's two villages, one called the Bottom and the other the Windward side. And on the Windward side there's a huge mountain called Mount Scenery, which you can hike, and it was just incredible. The view from the top is definitely worth the climb.
Saba is famous for its diving. You're not allowed to go by yourself, you have to go with one of the dive schools. So Elayna and I just went free diving around there. There was heaps of different places and just pretty much every different sort of fish that you could imagine diving around there. So it was really good fun.
Then I run to the rock. Then I run to the rock. Then I run to the rock.
Okay, the cool thing about Statia was it was one of the world's busiest harbours in the late 1700s in its golden era. So it was called the Golden Rock, and it was the capital of trade in the in the Indies at the time. So it was owned by the Dutch, who remained neutral, and it was just a massive hub. Pretty hard for us to imagine it being so busy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got this, continue.
So the English guy, Andrew Doria, came in, and the residents of Statia knew that he was going to come, that like England and Dutch were at war. So the residents were going to bury all of their treasure and gold and silver and all that sort of stuff in coffins. And Doria got wise to this. There was way too many, apparent deaths for a population that size. So he ripped open a couple of coffins and figured out what they were up to, and then he grabbed hold of a couple of Jews that were fleeing with a whole bunch of money as well. So he ended up, being a bit of a pirate himself, and England weren't too happy with him either. So it was a pretty cool bit of history there in St Eustatius. Statia.
No hiding place. No hiding place. No hiding place. It's Judgement Day. It's Judgement Day. It's Judgement Day. Too tall angels. Too tall angels.
Riley and I hiked the volcano on the island called Quill. It was pretty cool. You could actually climb in and out of the crater. It was a bit of a mission getting in and out. You had to hold on to ropes and be careful not to go tumbling down on the big boulders. In the middle there was a few goats hanging out and a lot of weird trees around. So we had a really good day. Look at this tree. That is amazing. That looks like some kind of dinosaur, prehistoric creature. Ugh. Those dinosaurs with the long necks, what are they called?
There he is. Oh, he's big. We got big ones in Australia.
I was lucky enough to get Ciguatera poisoning, which is a toxin in the fish, so when you eat it you become very sick. I woke up at 3 in the morning and I was spewing, and I had numb lips and tingling fingers, and when I grabbed a bottle of water out of the fridge my hand felt like it was burning hot, which was very strange. So we had a fair idea of what it might be. We went to the doctors and they dosed me up on painkillers and medications, so the toxin left my body within a week, but during the week I had these chronic joint and muscle pains which sucked, and Yeah, so we tried to avoid eating the fish that it was most likely to be in, but I didn't really escape it, so it's over now, but I hope never to have to repeat the process.
Elayna. Elayna. What time is it? It's about 4 in the morning. I just gave you some weird painkiller we got in Turkey.
Yeah.
And what do you think's wrong?
I have Ciguatera, so one of my joints is just aching and aching and aching like I've never felt an ache before. So I've got a fish fillet. This is the bastard that gave me Ciguatera, so now I'm using it as an ice pack. It's nice and cold and it's really helping, so...
Oh, I hope you get better.
Too.
So we went from Saba to Statia to St Kitts. St Kitts was kind of cool, but after Saba it was, you know, it was always going to be difficult to live up to that. It was very touristy. There was cruise ships, which meant which is where you had to check in. So we had to go to that particular area, and you just get harassed left, right, and centre, which is pretty annoying. That's one of the things that I dislike. Then, you know, the rest of the island, there's a gigantic resort there. So we sort of parked down the other end of the island at a place called White Bay, and that was good. But even then, at night time, you could hear the music from the shore. So yeah, we ended up getting out of there reasonably quickly and went down to Nevis, which is much more secluded and nice and yachty. Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we are now.
One cool thing about St Kitts was the nightlife, if you like to party. There's a bunch of beach bars near the big resort and a beach bar called Shipwreck, which has monkeys just running amok, which is pretty entertaining and very interesting to watch while you're drinking, I guess. So yeah.
I find it hard to say to you that this is what I have to do, but there is no way that I'm gonna stay. There are so many things you...
Once again, a huge thanks to everyone supporting us on Patreon. You guys are great. We recently bought a new generator that we really needed, so cheers, guys. Rolling now. Sorry to interrupt your sandwich.
You're alright. We got a 2,000 kilowatt Yamaha generator, which is pretty awesome because now we've got power. We don't have to run the engine when there's no wind or solar to keep up with our requirements. So thank you, thanks a lot for that. That's awesome. On, that out.
Oh yeah! Oh, right near the exhaust. Oh, that'll kill you.
Something to talk about.
Oh!
Turn this phone on.
Oh!
Oh, I got food.
Oh, that's awesome. Fuck, you're so good at that. What is it? Blows up.